Hey YouTube. I don't even know what to say about this one. I just guess I wanted to talk a bit about what I'm working on right now. Just playing around with this this CRT based fish finder that I found at the dump. It was in the e-waste bin. I actually didn't even know what it was. I saw, hey, it was a CRT. It's got a cool little looking control panel here. I like the design. I'm like, hey, this might be something I might want to play with. I figure out, right? So I'll tell you about where I've gotten so far with this. So I got a computer power supply hooked up here because I just needed a nice reliable 12 volts because this runs off 12 volts. So I got power going into this thing. Turn it on. Obviously I don't have, now I don't know if this is necessarily for finding fish or if it's just for depth sensing, but here you go. So you see the kind of UI here, and scrolling across here, it's showing the perceived depth, which, you know, with no sensor, no sonar hooked up, it's just not showing anything. Just kind of a little bit of noise, basically. I'd expect that this line would go down further and further the deeper you went, right? And I really don't know much about this. And then there's the, like, I guess a gain control here. So maybe I know that pushing this increases or decreases this. I really don't know much about this. I don't know anything about modern fish finders or sounders, as this one claims to be called. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting because, you know, you got yourself a CRT in here, a little black and white one, which I think is cool. And you've got obviously a little computer in here of some sort, right? You got some characters showing on the screen. There's some computation going on here. And sure enough, you know, look inside here and just kind of taking a look closer at the board. I see that there is the microcontroller right here. It's an 8-bit microcontroller. I don't have the model off the top of my head right now, but I did find documentation on it, actually a pretty lengthy documentation on it. And, you know, I'd be able to work with that. You'll be able to see what's going on and everything like that if I could get the ROM dumped. Now, I don't have an EEPROM programmer at the moment. That's something I'm working on. I really would like to get one because over here we've got a nice removable EEPROM, not an electronically erasable, EEPROM, but this is nonetheless where the code would be stored, the firmware for this guy. Now, the other interesting thing is there is what appears to be an application-specific IC here. So this chip here, I believe, is generating the video. It's also directly connected to these chips here, which are the dynamic RAM. It looks like there is, I think it's 16 and 16. It's a total of 32K as dynamic RAM. The ROM chip over there is 128 kilobit of ROM. So I'd really like to dump it and see what's going on, see if I can decompile based on what this processor is, and see if I can figure out what's going on, because what would be really interesting is to be able to bend this to my will. If I could just get, you know, one of the characters to change on the screen, you know, change that 12 to say 14 or something like that, or get it to put different characters or move the characters into different positions. Like if I could somehow draw what I want on the screen, I think it would be really interesting, right? The other option here I was thinking was perhaps if I can't work with the chip, like say too many functions are locked in this unknown ASIC right here, then I might have to bypass this whole microcontroller and just use this as a video monitor for a small micro, like this ESP32 I've got, or something, you know, or even do like a simple 6502 based 8-bit computer, and basically like a video chip or something, like come up with a circuit to drive this monitor. But what I'm worried about is I think that this chip here contains, there's no just like composite video signal here going to somewhere, like feeding this. I think this is generating a lot of this stuff, so I might be kind of stuck here unless I have like an actual CRT driver chip, and I don't know, at that point maybe it's not worth it. So I think the most interesting thing I could probably do right now is take a look at the code and see what I can see. But I've been kind of just probing here with my oscilloscope, trying to find you know, what some of these pins on this ASIC do. This I did find a 15.625 kilohertz signal, which suggests to me that it's a PAL signal, but it looked like a digital waveform, so it might be like sync. I've been using ChatGPT to kind of analyze some of the stuff, ask some questions and whatever. I'm just learning what I can learn about this stuff because I'm very interested in these simple 8-bit computers, you know, and maybe what I could do with it, and, you know, come up with something fun. I don't know, but I just thought I'd get that out. If anybody else is interested in this kind of stuff, or if anybody has any comments, or have you tried playing around with something like this, any suggestions, like what could I do with this? You know, like I had this cool idea that, you know, what if I replace this plastic with like a digitizer panel so that I could make it like a touchscreen UI, and I could draw boxes on here, and I could, you know, almost like the control system for like a car, you know, turn up the heat, turn down the heat, or something like that, or come up with something interesting like that, where I could drive an output, or I could you know, increase or decrease a motor speed, and, you know, use this as an interface for the microcontroller, and with various inputs, outputs. But I just think it would be neat to use this as it exists, this form factor, and, you know, I might have to add a little keyboard or something like that. But yeah, that's what I'm playing with right now. I would really like to get an EEPROM programmer, dig into that code, see what's on there. Maybe, you know, maybe that's not even the interesting part of it. You know, maybe there's code stored right in that ASIC chip, and then at that point I'm stuck, right? But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. So thanks for watching, and like I said, comment if you got anything to say, and have a great day.